Why are you going to transport me in a vehicle for?
Probably not to put you in Ledger County Jail. I mean,
Why?
just probably because I don't know though. I don't know if that's
I don't
happening.
mind to be down there.
You don't mind to be down there?
They'll put me in a
Well, I mean,
cell.
we'll talk about that. You know, I have to talk to see what the logistics is down there.
I got to get put in a vehicle and go outside.
Well, yeah, I understand why you're worried, but at the same time, you know how it is for something like this. We're going to be worried about you in the jail down here with local people. You know?
Right now, I'm alive and well, no weapons on me. So if I leave this building, I won't draw another breath.
We're going to
Go where?
in one of these rooms, and we're going to talk real fast.
Oh yeah, not in one of these right here.
I don't know. I think they cleared one out. So
You feel safe doing that?
why? I ain't gonna let nothing happen. Okay, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. So don't worry about that. I'll stick with you until you go to your cell. Okay, you'll be all right. I promise you.
Yeah, I know better than that.
What? Micky, you know, we just talked about we known each other forever. I ain't gonna let nobody hurt you. Would you talk right here? If we pulled up some chairs, we'll just talk low. We're just trying not to let everybody hear stuff and see everything.
I don't care if everybody hears. I just don't feel safe.
Okay. Well, here you should feel safe. There's cameras here. There's people everywhere. People in there. So if we pull up some chairs right here, would you talk to us right here?
And I don't have a problem transporting stuff.
Well, that's transport is another issue. We'll make sure you're safe on that too. We'll wait till after we get done talking.
I ain't trying to be difficult, guys, but I don't feel safe.
So we got to know what led to this, Micky. What transpired leading up to this? Because I know it just didn't happen for no reason. Something's happened. Everything has a reason why it happened and why somebody acts the way they do.
Just be fair to me.
We'll be fair to you.
Just don't beat on me.
I ain't gonna beat on you. Nobody else is gonna beat on you. You know that.
Don't shoot me. Somebody don't kill me, man.
Nobody's gonna shoot you. Nobody's gonna kill you.
All right, let's stop it right there real quick. Now, the man that you see is the sheriff of Lecter County in Kentucky, Sheriff Micky Stines. Now, why is he in handcuffs? Why is he scared of being killed? Because of this right here. This is a picture of him last year about to murder Judge Kevin Mullins. And this is a story out of Lecter, Kentucky. And I'm going to tell you why he murdered Kevin Mullins, but you can clearly see him talking to his cohorts. Now, mind you, Lecter County is 98% white and about 5.5% black. And I think the only black dude was the dude at the end of the hall working in the courthouse. But nevertheless, he's telling him, look, don't y'all kill me. Don't y'all beat me. Because if I get transported out of this jail, now he shot him at the courthouse. So he's basically wanting to stay in that jail. They're talking about transferring him to a county over so that he will be safe. He said, no, I don't feel safe. If I leave this building, I know I might not live. Why is he saying that? Because he know how his partners get down. Now, this story happened last year. I'm just finding out about it. It's kind of making headway because I think the guy's about to go to trial. That's Micky Stines, the sheriff at the time, shoots the judge. Now, why did he shoot the judge? Because allegedly, this judge and the whole sheriff department and the whole town was involved in this sex party ring where the judge, deputies were exchanging sexual favors to get people out of jail. Like one deputy said, or one deputy was accused of removing an inmate's ankle monitor for having sex with him and letting them out of jail. Now, once again, this has happened in my hometown of Goldsboro, North Carolina. So I know how it gets down. They said it was a complete free-for-all. And Don't let me tell it. Let this victim witness tell it about what really was going down there in Lecter County, which led up to this right here. And these videos are used in fair use for literary and commentary purposes only.
So when a longtime Kentucky judge was shot to death last September in his own chambers, it was hard to believe that the gunman was the sheriff of that very county. I still can't believe it when I say it. The sheriff, the acting sheriff, shot the acting judge. That's the sheriff right there. That's his mugshot. Sheriff, his name is Micky Stines. He shot the judge, who's named Kevin Mullins. And there's really no denying the sheriff did it because it was captured on video surveillance right in the judge's chambers. You see the sheriff hold up the gun, and obviously we don't play the whole thing, but it's all on camera. And there is a possible twist trafficking scandal in the small Kentucky town involving high-level law enforcement demanding sex from inmates. So when we first saw this happen, we all wondered, what could have been going on behind the scenes? Why would the sheriff kill the judge? Well, it's all unraveling now. You've heard audio interviews from victims here on the show in the past. They revealed a glimpse into just how dirty and corrupt this county may be. And tonight, you are about to hear from a former inmate and alleged victim of the judge, Judge Mullins, a woman, her name is Taya Adams, who goes into explicit details but what she says the judge would offer her in exchange for sex. I was in Kentucky, again, just sort of determined to figure out what was going on here to cause this. We went to the town in Kentucky. We met with the women. This first one, her name is Taya. She says that she had sex with the judge to get out of trouble, and it happened again and again and again and again. Listen to what she said. What was your first interaction with the judge?
I knew him before because my sister worked for the Commonwealth Attorney for a really long time. Like I grew up in his office and stuff. So whenever he got elected to be Commonwealth Attorney, and we moved over into City Hall, and then Kevin was the Assistant Commonwealth Attorney, and his office was like across the road from it. And I was kind of like informal intern in there, like learning office management and stuff. And I went over to his office to learn how to take a deposition. And that was the first interaction that I had with him as far as the sex and stuff goes.
What happened?
I gave him oral with my shirt pulled down. And whenever we were done, he threw money in my face, told me to clean myself up, and reminded me that I knew better than to tell my sister.
And what was his job at that time?
Assistant Commonwealth Attorney. And then after that point, that's when he started introducing me to his friends, the other lawyers. And we would do sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money, things like that.
Where were the parties?
Various places. There are different cabins. There's an apartment down like toward Thornton that they would use that's got like mirrored ceilings and a bidet and a sex swing and all the things. Yeah.
Did you feel like you could say no?
No. No, and they would make sure to make you feel as small and degraded and belittled as possible to take your power away, you know?
What sort of things would they do?
But also, like, I have to say, like, we were having fun too, you know, like we were doing drugs, partying, you know, like it wasn't like they were just like, they weren't being like physically like, you know, what people think about when they hear the word. It was consensual. But it was the thing that we were so young, and then they used it against us and to destroy our lives later.
How so?
With the legal system. And CPS. Systematically removing your whole life, piece by piece.
Did they ever tell you that you couldn't say anything?
Yeah. I mean, that was just a given, you know? And like, who would believe it anyway? Because the whole town's doing it, you know? Nobody cares. They're all swingers. It's all a big party to them. It was just like so normal.
Did you ever have sex with him after he became judge?
Yeah.
When he was the judge?
Yes. I've had sex with him in the chambers. I've had sex with him upstairs.
You had sex in the chambers?
Yes.
How did that?
It was not the room that's on film. that's on that where that camera is, where the murder and stuff happened. That's not the room that was always the chambers. I don't know. Like I think it might be behind that where it was, but there was like a different desk and everything in there. That's not the same room.
All right, so there you hear the woman explaining explicitly what was happening, saying that the whole town was doing it. And she said one thing that sort of leans to why this judge was killed. We were so young. So young. Remember that. Now, once again, we're talking about evil people in power. And in this case, it's white evil people with power. And this goes to show you that even in their own towns, even in their own communities, they're going to treat the lowest of the low with no regard. They said, okay, she did favors. They threw money in their face and told them to get out. And then later took their children and put them in jail after they were finished using them. So even when there are no black people to abuse, they're going to abuse the lowest of the low, in which, that lady may have been. And once again, this happened in Whitesbyrg, Kentucky. Now, let me play you this video, because this is the actual video leading up to that shot that still shot in the chambers where this judge was knocked off. Take a look. And it's a silent video, but you can pretty much see by the way that sheriff walked in that everybody knew it was about to go down. Just check it out. It looks like the judge is popping pills right there, smoking a cigarette. Now, he ain't got a care in the world. Look at him. He closed the door. Look at that lady getting antsy. Look at my man. He said, look, I'm getting up out of here. Like, we about not to play these games with y'all. We already know what's going down. And everybody know each other. Everybody had just had lunch with each other. And look at the judge. This perv. Now, he's a confirmed perv. Everybody in town knows how he gets down. They having this conversation. And I wish we could hear what they're saying. Look like he, and I'm gonna just go ahead and let it be known. The judge had this man's daughter's number in his phone. This judge had the sheriff's daughter's number in his phone. Now, the daughter is a minor. Now he's trying to pretty much call his daughter and his wife. Now, the daughter is a minor. That's why I said that "so young" phrase is very important, because if this judge was known for messing with underage girls, and by minor, I mean like 17, 16, somewhere like that. If this judge was known for messing with underage girls, and he has this man's daughter's phone number in his phone, and the sheriff knows how the judge gets down, there's some question to be answered. So he's going to try to call her again. He's trying to call her several times. And now you see the judge chain smoking. Now, he might be on what the lady said, some cocaine. Anytime you chain smoking like that, he got 2 cups in front of him. One of them might be coffee. One of them might be Jack Daniels or Jim Beam. That's what they drink up there, Jim Beam. He's smoking. He's like, yo, man, well, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I ain't messing with your daughter, man. You think I'm messing with your daughter? You crazy. But he still can't get his daughter. Now he taking a shot, another shot of liquor. That's his ashtray. Smoking in the chambers. Getting toe up from the flow up. Sipping. This is the judge. This is what the judges y'all think that are so respectable, and y'all have to say your honor. This is what the judges do. They're human men with human fault. Look at him. He pointing now. He still can't get in touch with his daughter. Let me see your phone. And now the judge, he laughing like, I ain't got a care in the world, man. I'm the judge. I don't care if I got to. So he now calling his daughter from the judge's phone. He calling his daughter from the judge's phone. And it's programmed. You know, he dialed his daughter's number in this program. Look at the judge. He's just laughing. He don't got a care in the world. He don't know that all of his sins are about to come crashing down on his head. Like Samuel Jackson said in Pulp Fiction, Ezekiel 33:25. And you will know that I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance down upon you. There it go right here. Look at him. He pulled the gun. Look at the judge. He like, yo, man, chill out. What's your daughter? What? Ah, man, there you go. He like, yo, sit down. Sit down. Ain't nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You been talking to my daughter? Uh-oh. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. It is a done deal. Right now, he's about to beg and plead for his life. He'll put the gun down, man. I promise you, man, I won't mess with your daughter. Okay, all right, okay. Bye. And so they blurred out. Now, I just showed that scene real quick so that this other article or this other news story will make sense. Now, what they're trying to say, because that deputy that I mentioned earlier, who was caught messing with the inmate, they got a civil lawsuit on that deputy. Now, the sheriff was made to testify in a civil deposition. That's pretty much like an interrogation for a civil case. And so the sheriff feels like the judge and everybody was telling him to be quiet because everybody knows. Now, evidently, the judge won't into it. And so he is saying that he felt like the judge and all of his powerful friends, all of his powerful people who attend the parties are going to kidnap his wife and daughter to make him be silent about this situation. So that's where the daughter connection comes in. I still feel like that there was probably some type of inappropriate involvement between that judge and the sheriff's daughter. Now that's something to knock a man out for. But let's watch this last article, and then we'll continue with the sheriff begging and pleading not for them to kill him because he knows that that's how they do up in the mountains. And once again, this is fair use for literary commentary purposes only.
This morning, we're spotlighting the case of the Kentucky sheriff who shot and killed a judge. Now, these two were friends. They were friends. They had just gone to lunch that day. And today, former Sheriff Micky Stines is going to be arraigned after he was just indicted by a grand jury.
I can't help but thinking about Pee Wee Herman, though, when I look at that judge. But let's continue.
For the crime of murder of a public official. The judge he's accused of killing was his longtime friend, Judge Kevin Mullins. And there is surveillance video of the incident. You'll recall this was played in court at the preliminary hearing. You can see the two of them talking, and then you see the sheriff raise up his firearm and shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we still don't know the motive. Law enforcement's being really tight-lipped about this, but we know that Stines called his daughter, his minor daughter, from his phone and from the judge's phone right before the shooting. Take a listen.
I wasn't.
Now you see how he made sure that judge was going to gone before he left that room.
Present, but when he was taken into custody, I was told by one of the other officers that were there that he made the comment, they're trying to kidnap my wife and kid.
Now, Stines' attorneys don't deny that Stines shot Mullins, but they say that he was in the middle of an extreme emotional disturbance. So they are fighting the charge of murder. They're saying this is more of a manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter situation. Now, there's this connection with Stines' daughter that's very unclear, probably deliberately unclear. Let's talk about what could have made the sheriff so upset at his friend, the judge, so upset that he shot and killed him. Let's bring back in our guests, attorneys Tommy Pope and Kevin Brackett. Tommy, I want to go to you, please. General thoughts on what's being put out in the public realm and what's very clearly being kept quiet about this.
Julie, initially, when we were talking about it in the past, it sounded almost like something of a sexual nature, perhaps. When we first were covering it, we talked about his phone and the judge's phone and why the daughter's number would be in there and so on and so forth. But what you just heard from the testimony was that he said some variation of they're trying to kidnap my wife and daughter, which to me lends itself perhaps to some type of delusion or mental health issue that we're not aware of, that, may be some form of mitigation, because either it's heat of passion or there's some serious mental health issues going on.
That's a really good point, Tommy. Either or here, perhaps. I have a clip I want to play for you, Kevin. This is one of the Kentucky State Police detectives. His name is Clayton Stamper. He was on the stand as the one witness called during the preliminary hearing. Let's take a listen to some of what he testified to pertaining to the phone calls that the sheriff made while he was in the judge's chambers.
Sheriff Stines uses his telephone to make some phone calls. He then borrows Judge Mullins' cell phone and appears to make a call on that. And that led to what you just saw.
Kevin, I want to get your thoughts, please, here on the part of the story that's missing. There's something going on with the sheriff's daughter that isn't being spoken about. What do you think, please?
It's very clear, what happened in this case, but the why is the question. And as regards the daughter and the fact that he called the daughter from his own phone as well as the judge's phone, and that he had the phone, the judge had the daughter's phone number in his phone. Now, of course, I don't know the history and the length of their relationship. He could be the godfather to the child. I don't know. So it's definitely, there's a lot of unknowns here, but it certainly, it lends itself to speculation, which I don't like to get into, even because I don't know this man, and I would never want to speculate the deceased on what may have been going on in his life. But in addition to the comments Tommy made about the sheriff may have been under a delusion or some sort of mental health breakdown, there's also some possibility that there is a wrinkle to this relationship that we're unaware of, which could have excited the anger of the sheriff and caused him to do what he did. But we don't know what that is, and I really don't like to speculate, because again, Judge Mullins, his own reputation and personality, his own reputation is on the line, and he's the victim in this case.
Right. Thank you for that, Kevin. I know that this came out during the preliminary hearing, that investigators, and you would hope they would cross-check everything. So not only have they gone through the sheriff.
All right, we just gonna stop it right there, man, because we clearly see these people, once again, no matter what, trying to protect whiteness. This guy, Judge Mullins, is well known that he is a perv. He looks like a perv. And this guy is talking about his reputation is on the line. I don't want to speculate. Now, the first guy literally said, when we first talked about it, we thought it was of a sexual nature, which I still think. Ain't no way, Sheriff Stines going to come in there and put his life career on the line, just because of, them wanting him not to testify. He feel like, this judge was probably messing with his underage daughter. Or, once again, it's a town full of swingers. So maybe he had double back on his wife without permission. I know that those things I used to be in Virginia. I used to have a lot of white friends, and they used to kind of try to get me to mess with their wives. I mean, I'm like, nah, I won't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what comes with that. Jealousy, envy, all of those things. That's a whole nother topic for another show. But you clearly see they're trying to protect both of them. Well, he was going through an emotional disturbance. Him thinking that they're going to kidnap his wife and kids leads to delusion or mental health. No, that guy knew exactly what he was doing. He came in there and told everybody to get out. He locked the door. He stood up, showed his gun, and that's when the judge knew it was all she wrote. Murder, she wrote, like Angela Lansbury. Now, once again, this highlights the debauchery, the dysfunction, the baseness of these small towns in middle backwood America, where once again the whole town is involved in these things and they're trying to protect each other, even in death, even in murder. Still, okay, well, no, this is not that. They were friends. It was some sort of rift that we just don't know everything about. And no, this is cold case. And now, actually, they're trying to get the man a $50,000 bond, saying he's no danger to the community, this, that, and the other. Name a black man that'll shoot a judge and will get a bond. I'll wait, but I'll be waiting forever. But once again, we have to go back to the original interview that we played of this sheriff begging and pleading, saying, look, don't kill me. Don't transfer me. I don't want to make it to Leslie County. I will never make it to Leslie County Jail because I know how you guys get down. Let's watch a little bit more of that interview, then I'm going to let you guys go. But yeah, this is a very twisted situation, to say the least.
So what? Tell me about what was going on earlier today. What was you doing earlier today? Tell me about your day.
It was fine.
Good day? Normal stuff? Office stuff? Why was you over here at the courthouse? Was you have to come over here, drop off some papers, or you come over here to talk to somebody?
Even court. Come over here all the time.
For court?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time. Just come over. We had lunch together at Street Side.
Who did?
Several people.
Who all had lunch? Let's talk about it. What happened today?
Which jail are we going to?
I think, not positive, Mickey, but I think they're transporting you to the Leslie County Jail for your safety.
For your safety. And Mickey, you've been around most.
I'll never make it to Leslie County Jail.
Hey, who do you want to?
Put me in Leslie County Jail. I get killed there. I get killed in any jail. Yes, Strong Mouse will do it.
Who do you want to transport you? Of all the police officers here, who do you want to go with you? You has to be at least one KSP officer. Even if you ask one of your deputies, who Jason Bates is going to transport you. And I'll go with Jason Bates. You know me and Bates our whole lives. You know we ain't going to do anything to you. I'll go with Bates down there with you.
Mickey, why do you think we're going to do something to you? I don't understand that. Why would we want to
There's
hurt
somebody
you?
on the way. Y'all stop and let somebody on the way.
No.
We're going to stop and let somebody do something to you?
No.
That's actually kind of insulting. We do that.
No. We never.
Look, I know this is obviously a very crappy situation, but I assure you that we have no intentions of harming you whatsoever.
We ain't going to do anything to you.
Yeah, I'm not going back one of them rooms now.
We ain't. We'll talk right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, be fair to me now.
We're going to be fair.
I seen the look.
From who?
Jackie, y'all, come on now. Don't
No.
kill me.
No, worry about that.
Don't this is let's be fair.
Nobody's going to lay a finger on you. I promise that.
Don't shoot me.
I know.
Nothing like that.
I don't know you nothing like these guys do, Mickey, but unfortunately, they've told me this is my case. But I guarantee you, nobody within the state police has any ill intentions, or nobody's going to lay a finger on you. Why wouldn't you?
There he is.
Just tell me fire away. Micky, you know we'll be. You know where we'll be.
All right, so then we'll stop it right there, man. This guy is literally begging and pleading, look, don't kill me. He's talking about getting one of my deputies to transport me. I'm not going back in one of those rooms because he knows if he gets in no room, they can do anything to him. He is speaking from experience. He is speaking from inside knowledge of how these guys operate, in my opinion. And so he feels like, okay, I'm no different. I'm in cuffs now. They can knock me off. The judge has friends. I seen the look of the guy walking by. So he's extremely aware of how these situations end. But now, evidently, they didn't kill him because that was last year and he's still in court now. So, but this has, once again, raised some eyebrows on the corruption that, these back towns in the small rural areas of America have. But, I guess shout out to the sheriff, for avenging his daughter's reputation, if that's the case, which I feel. But, once again, I don't know why a man would just walk into the judge's chamber, him being a sheriff, and just cold-blooded knock him off like that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number, 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, peace and blessings. Scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.